Los Angeles, the city of angels, a sprawling metropolis where dreams thrive and darkness hides in plain sight. Between 1987 and 1998, a shadow moved silently through South Central LA, leaving behind a trail of death and terror.
Killer who murdered 14 women in Los Angeles decades ago has now been charged in the killing of another woman. Authorities in Utah say DNA evidence connected 57-year-old Chester Turner to the 1998 murder of a woman in Salt Lake City. The victim was a prostitute. She was strangled and likely assaulted in a similar way to Turner's victims here in LA. Turner fled to Utah back in 1998 in violation of his parole for car theft and drug sales.
His name is Chester Turner, a man authorities now call one of the most prolific serial killers in the city's history. 15 victims, 14 women, 1 unborn child. Chester Dwayne Turner was born on November 5, 1966 in Warren, Arkansas. His parents split when he was just 5, prompting a move to Los Angeles with his mother. He dropped out of high school and took a job delivering pizzas. He drifted through jobs and shelters. Over time, his life spiraled. Petty crimes, drug use, and jail time became familiar terrain.
He was quiet and not someone you'd notice, but there was something off, just cold.
On March 9, 1987, 21-year-old Diane Johnson was found raped and strangled in a construction area. She was Turner's first known victim. Over the next 2 years, more women turned up dead. Elandra Bunn, Annette Ernest, Anita Breyer, all showed signs of brutal sexual assault, their bodies discarded like garbage.
These women were being hunted, and no one even realized it was the same man.
On September 1989, Turner took the life of Regina Washington, and with her, the life of her unborn baby. Baby Washington was later ruled a homicide. Turner would eventually be convicted for both.
I was amazed by the enormity. He's a very large man, and so that's the first thing that just like reaches out and grabs you. Like, wow, it's a really big guy. A lot of people would say, well, how could this guy get away with killing all these women? Didn't they fight back? But as soon as you see him, you immediately say, well, he could easily overpower one person, two person, three persons. He's just a really big guy. His physicality just strikes you in the courtroom.
Jones was convicted of 3 murders Turner had actually committed. He served 11 years in prison before the truth came to light. Jones was later exonerated and awarded over $700,000, but the real killer remained free. From 1995 to 1998, Turner killed at least 6 more women. Natalie Price, Cynthia Johnson, and Paula Vance were among them. Some were mentally ill or homeless, often invisible to society.
Very vulnerable, and she latched onto that, obviously because she's that kind of person, and obviously she sensed that. And then obviously one time they were drinking, and he said something about his money, and he's like, "Are you going to get my money from me on Tuesday, Tony?" And she was like, "No, he's going to start giving me the money. I'm going to start going for him." Who am I to argue? I'm not going to argue with you. I did honestly shut my door and lock my door, and I also put a door stopper on the other side when I...
Brenda Breeze was Turner's last known victim. Her body was found just 50 yards from where Turner was living. But even then, no one suspected him. In 2002, Turner was arrested for a brutal rape. It was this conviction that finally led to his downfall. By 2003, he was linked to 12 murders. By 2010, the number had grown. In court, he showed little emotion. His victims' families watched in anguish. In 2007 and again in 2014, Turner was sentenced to death. He now sits on death row at San Quentin State Prison. Chester Turner was one of many serial killers active in South Los Angeles during the 1980s and 1990s. Known collectively as the Southside Slayers, they preyed on the vulnerable, but Turner's brutality stood out. In a city filled with light, his crimes cast a long shadow. Subscribe to this channel for real-life crime stories and in-depth coverage of narcotics-related cases.